This time around, let's take a journey to South America on our cryptid hunt to discuss the strange Bigfoot-like creature known as the Ucumar. The Ucumar, also known as the Ucumar zupai, or simply as Uku, is a Bigfoot-like creature believed to wander the mountainous tropical countryside of Chile and Argentina. Described to be about the size of a large dog that walks on two legs, the Ucumar is said by natives to eat payo, which is a cabbage-like plant indigenous to the area, and make an ear-piercing uhu 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 sound. In Quechua and Aymara language, Ucumar means bear, and most of the interpretations of the legendary being are based on this meaning. The stories about him prevail above all in South America: Argentina, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Colombia. According to the writer, historian, and poet Carlos Jesus Maita, the Ucumar is an unwanted child resulting from the relationship between a field maid and the ranch pattern. Shortly after his birth, the infant was abandoned in the mountains where his hair grew, and he survived thanks to the help of Lucifer. From time to time, he returns to his father's farm to feed on corn and steal animals whose meat he eats raw, tearing it with his claws. Sometimes he steals women to satisfy his low instincts. On this violent facet attributed to him, it is said that he attacks and kills mercilessly. That is why he appears late at night, to surprise his victims. According to legend, he lives in caves at the bottom of the ravines and likes to walk among the rivers, especially to bathe in them. There are those who say that in addition to his strength, he is characterized by his agility, to the extent to being able to climb trees. It is even said that he basically attacks children and women. He captures them in order to force them to live with him and give him children. The most recent evidence, to my knowledge, of the existence of the Ucumar comes as recently as 2019. A farmer in the mountainous Salta province in the northwestern part of Argentina had revealed large and unusual humanoid footprints of an equally large and unusual humanoid creature, suspected of killing many of his farm animals. Residents of the town where the farm is located are blaming the strange killings on the Ucumar. The night before the appearance of the tracks, we were struck by the crying of the dogs, barking and crying inconsolably. We thought that they were thieves, and the caregiver made some shots in the air to scare, and after the shots, the dogs immediately calmed down. The strange thing is that when there are people, the dogs usually bark. They do not cry. Nelson Colque, owner of the Don Rosa farm, told El Tribuno de Salta on March 27, 2019, that he had noticed some of his goats were missing the day after the crying dogs incident, which was a few weeks before he reported it. He and some others went into the mountains to look for them. The ground was still soft from recent rains, and while looking for goat tracks, they noticed the strange humanoid footprints in a number of areas. Fortunately, Colgate took pictures and also measured them. But it caught our attention, the size of the footprint. It was between 12 and 15 centimeters wide and about 25 or 30 centimeters long. Because of the proportion, the truth is that it is not a normal footprint. Not a normal footprint is a gross understatement. It was 4.75 to 5.9 inches wide and 9.8 to 11.8 inches long, much wider and somewhat longer than an average human print. The shape of the print and those measurements, along with the memory of a similar incident last year when a neighbor found a 20-kilogram, 44-pound pig torn apart, convinced him that it was not a wild dog or cougar, which are not known to be in the area anyway. The El Tribuno report suggested it might be an Ucumar, and quoted an origin and description of the mythical beast from writer and poet Carlos Jesus Maita, albeit a slightly different one this time. This being is a kind of hybrid between human and animal, with a mixture of bear, man, and monkey. It arose according to carnal relations between compadres and comadres, or between a patron and servant, where the son was hidden in some forest or jungle and ended up living in the forest, and that is how the humanoid would have emerged. Maita's bear, man, monkey description is not the only description of the Ucumar that's out there. Ucumar and Ucumari are names for the nearly extinct spectacled bear, which is the only bear native to South America and primarily vegetarian. And some say that the Ucumar is a hairy half-beast, half-human. In order for it to be the creature stealing goats from the Don Rosa farm, it would have to be taller than a spectacled bear and have human feet. There have been previous sightings of the Salta Yeti. El Tribuno reported about an alleged Ucumar back in 2010, when two men killed and beheaded a strange humanoid creature, and photos of its head had many fearing it was the Ucumar. Cooler heads prevailed and determined the small creature was an ape, albeit not one of the monkeys native to the area. Is the creature that made the footprints photographed by Nelson Colque a monkey? A bear or bear-human or bear-monkey-human hybrid? Maybe a person with deformed feet? Maybe something else? Maybe the Ucumar? There hasn't been any follow-up report to the footprint photograph, so I guess we're left wondering. But whether the Ucumar is an indigenous animal or a man-monkey-bear hybrid, one thing's for sure, something definitely is wandering the tropical countryside of Argentina and Chile. Hey everyone, if you liked what you heard, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more cryptid minis here on Unknown Territory.